Love is my driving force, and it reigns above all. It remains at the forefront of my spirituality and the reason I detest politically contrived religions. I respect symbols and beliefs that best represent love's finer attributes, which is sometimes found in the overtones that certain religions propagate, which is the only reason I make a better eclectic spiritualist with philosophical and metaphysical overtones than an atheist with nihilist undertones, although there have been times where I've wavered closer to Nietzsche's side of the fence than Manly Hall's. I make candid efforts to devote this precious existence to who and what I love most, so long as the what doesn't compromise the who, because the who's to me are more precious. Thankfully, I've had the honor to connect with people who honor the same what's, thereby becoming some of my favorite who's. However, the better the intellectual and creative, the better, the more endeared, and therefore the more gullible I can become. This is where the bridge between intelligence and stupidity are centered, where blindness and fear reigns. It's where love is blind is visibly carved into the railing that one holds on to for dear life when they're afraid to fall. To prevent from stumbling, it becomes imperative to rely upon common senses. It's sometimes difficult to balance the left and right hemispheres of feeling and thought, which is why I've created a simplistic constitution to protect the integrity of both. Selflessness, without expectation or fear, is the purest brew of unconditional love. I strive to be that way with those I cherish most. That doesn't mean that I'll allow anyone to overstep my boundaries I've methodically put into place, but I do strive to do right by those who've entrusted me with their hearts. While doing so, I'm perfectly aware that it is selfish and entitled to have preconceived expectations, especially regarding those I love, which is why I'm upfront about the rules that I have in place. Number 1, no nefarious, selfish, or hidden agendas. 2, say what you mean and mean what you say. 3, mutual respect regarding boundaries, privacy, accountability, and understanding. And 4, no fucking pettiness. The web of love that my circle and I have manifested is virtually indestructible, albeit we've caught a few destructive flies that hindsight usually prove to be advantageous regarding necessary growth, but those situations can prove to be some pesky and trying times for everyone involved. This is why I'm cautious. It's even more painful, however, when a fellow spider regresses into a selfish roach or passes away. Losing those who've created the most unique silken threads in our life can be fucking torturous, especially in regards to those who've contributed the most time and effort. Certain beings have contributed to the infrastructure of who I am, and I'll always love them regardless of what they have done and will do. Even if it's counterintuitive sometimes, therefore counterproductive to ever speak to them again, I still hope that they're off cultivating a magnificent web of their own. However, if someone's presence doesn't bring happiness and peace to the creative solitude and evolutionary intentions that those I love and I have agreed upon, I shan't let them on our web. Kindness devoid of honesty is a hidden agenda sweetened for a fool to swallow. Giving merely for the sake of reciprocation are selfish intentions, endorsing the shallow. I'm desperate to heal, inspired to cultivate, and perpetually caught in a multifaceted creative cycle, while standing firmly against shepherds who lead their herds into the hells of diabolical. As the poetic essence of my soul bleeds profusely into a dark palette imbued with painfully contrived words, so too does the beauty of life's humbling lessons when one chooses to live and die by love's swords. I digress.